Hey guys, Becky with Design Bundles here, and I'm super excited to bring you another quick and easy project with heat transfer vinyl. We are making a Santa's Cookie Placemat, okay? Now these are very popular. They were popular last year, even better this year, and trust me, if I can make one, you can too.
Okay, so here we are in Silhouette Studio. And what I wanted to point out, I already have my File Explorer pulled up, but this bundle, I'm actually a really big fan. It is a build your own tray bundle. So you have just this whole wide range of elements and of quotes that you can add. So let me go ahead and show you that. I mean, all you do is double click the folder and then you can absolutely just pull in any part of it that you want to. So of course, I'm going to go ahead and use the sample tray. I really do like it, and it's super easy because I can just add my personalization and really that's all that's needed. So I have pulled that into the software already. And then of course I added the Dykes family at the bottom. Now that's also a really fun font because it's just my new favorite. It's called Rainbow Dreams. And don't forget, after you add your personalization, you want to group this back together. Okay? And the next thing that we're going to do is we need to worry about what size we need this for our project. So our placemat, I did the measurements. It is 13 inches by 19 inches. So we're going to go ahead and draw a rectangle that reflects those dimensions. And then looks like actually I need to do 19 by 13. So I can go ahead and position that wherever I want. Positioning isn't important, but I do want to go ahead and actually I'm going to fill this rectangle in red just to give us kind of a backdrop of what this is going to look like. Now, remember that the vinyl is going to be white. And also remember that you don't want to make this design any larger than 11.5 inches. We are cutting on a single sheet of heat transfer vinyl. And that means that one dimension needs to be able to fit within the 12-inch parameters. Now, that is also important to notate because if you are cutting with a smaller machine like a portrait, then you will actually be able to ungroup these and cut at two different times, or just make your design smaller to begin with. I wouldn't go too much smaller, so I would go ahead and split this up and cut two different pieces, and then you could piece them together right before pressing. It's super easy, I promise, not hard at all. So once we have everything sized together the way that we want it, you can actually go ahead and delete the rectangle. Like I said, it was really just for visualization purposes. Now I want to set up my page setup menu. So make sure you've selected your machine, your cutting mat. If you're cutting with one, I'm not, so I chose none. And then enter the dimensions for your heat transfer vinyl. Now I am cutting on a 12 by 20 inch sheet of HTV. So I need to rotate my design. So let's go ahead and position this guy where we want him. Go ahead and use your align. I like to use the align center just to make sure I'm not too far over to one side or the other. And you do need to go ahead and flip it because we are using HTV. So I right click and choose flip it on my shortcut menu. So now in the send panel, you want to make sure everything lights up with your cut line. So this does. And then go ahead and select your material. I'm using heat transfer smooth because that's what I'm cutting on. Change your action, your default action to cut. And then of course your tool, I'm using a ratchet blade. You may be using an auto blade, that's completely okay. And then you'll see your settings. It's a blade of 2. The force actually starts off at 4. My blade is a little dull, so I do increase the force for myself. So if you don't get a good test cut, you can increase the force for you also if you need to. But you do have room in your corner to work on those test cuts. So make sure you do that before sending your entire design. And then just double check everything looks good and you will be able to hit send and cut this on your Cameo.
guys, so you watched me go through and weed this whole thing. I just want you to know it has been 18 minutes since I've been recording. So unless you, I mean, it's really cute. It's a really cute project. I'm not down on the project, obviously. I picked it out, right? But I'm just letting you know that unless you enjoy weeding or you sell these for a lot of money, like, I'm not sure that it's a good time investment. I'm just kidding. It's super cute. It'll be super cute if you need to do any for kids in your life. So let's tell you about this placemat here. It came in a 4-pack from my local Walmart, all right? And they were really inexpensive. I want to say it came out to like $2 a piece or something like that. But you can find these online. You can find them, I'm sure, in Target, like any place that you can find a red mat, a red placemat. They're usually sold in packs of 4. This is white smooth adhesive vinyl. You could do glitter, but I'm not sure that I would, just because, I mean, I guess you don't have a whole lot of detail. If you were doing a smaller size and you had to scale this down, I wouldn't do glitter, but probably with this size, it'll be okay. So I've positioned it. You see I have an edge here and an edge here. I've got it as centered as I can, and I'm going to cover it with my trusty Teflon sheet. Now, of course, you could throw it in your heat press if you want. I have my trusty Easy Press, and I'm just going to press this all over. I'm at 320 degrees because that's what my HTV goes for. If you're using a certain brand, then you'll want to check with your manufacturer, but I'm going to press 320 for 15 seconds on each part of my design. So now if you were pressing this in a heat press and you have a 15 by 15 heat press, you can see that this one is a little larger than 15 by 15. So what that means is that you would just press half of it, slide it on over, and press the other half. So let's see how we turned out with our multiple presses. Okay, so far so good. I always like to double check. Sometimes on things like this, you want to let it cool. A lot of times this fabric, I don't want to say it's coated. It's not coated. I've done these, they take HTV well. But sometimes like this woven fabric just isn't, it's not like your regular t-shirt fabric, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna peel this off. I just wanna make sure that nothing catastrophic is happening, and then I will cover back up with my Teflon and get it good and down in my fabric fibers, right? It also helps a lot of times if you approach the design at an angle instead of pulling it straight on. All right, the hard part's over with, I swear. Cover it back up and come back in with your Easy Press. Now this is just more of like a tack down. So about 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 8 seconds, somewhere in between there. Now you do want to make sure that it's on there really good, because you will be able to use this and wash it, or if you're selling them, then you will be able to tell everybody that they're able to wash and reuse. So that is all we have to our cute little Santa cookie placemat. Yay! Guys, is this placemat the cutest or what? Like, I just cannot get enough of these. Now, I won't lie, I started doing these last year. All right, they just really caught on for me. I do see that they are more and more popular this year, but what makes them so popular is they're so versatile. Not only can you add whatever you want, especially with this bundle, right? The create your own tray. I really love that. I love that a lot. I like anything that gives me that many options to personalize. But so let's circle back around. This is great because there's no wood to worry about. There's no adding handles. You know, you can do these. They are quick, they are simple, and they are cheap, okay? Let's not forget that point. And they're really great sellers in case that's something that you worry about. So, all right, guys, I really appreciate you stopping by today. Make sure you do your thing. Like it if you liked it. Subscribe so you get more videos in the future. Share with a friend, all right? Always love that part. And of course, if you have any questions or comments, make sure you leave those below. Video requests, love to get those. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up, but thanks again for stopping by. I appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.